Making It in Botswana, a TV show that takes you on a behind-the-scenes look at how everyday items are manufactured right here in Botswana. Making It in Botswana, brought to you by Botswana Investment and Trade Center. Go Botswana! Today on Making It in Botswana, we take a look at the process of window frame manufacturing with Crittal Hope. We then head off to Lobatse, where we learn about the process of making water tanks. This is Making It in Botswana. It gives a building or a house that extra va-va-voom. It's extremely rare to find a house that doesn't have windows, and where there's a window, there's a frame. The two go hand in hand. Today on Making It in Botswana, we will be seeing how these are made with Crittal Hope. This is Making It in Botswana.
Located in Pakalani industrial site, Gaborone in Botswana, Crittal Hope was formed in 2008. We serve the community and the customer base in the entire country and outside the country, like such as Namibia. That's where we are currently supplying. Our customer base consists of the merchants market and the construction market. And in the merchants markets, we have customers such as the Jamal Group, the Builders Warehouse Group, the Builders World Group, the Haskins Group, etc. and etc. Crittal Hope currently employs over 120 people, of which one out of the 120 people is a foreign national, and the rest are Botswana. Crittal Hope supplies top-class quality steel products in the market. And because our products form part of the structure that you put out there, we ensure that what we supply meets the specification as designed by professionals such as engineers, quantity surveyors, and architects. We want to continue dominating in this market by ensuring that the service that we provide out there to our customer is of top-notch class.
The process of manufacturing begins here. This is where the raw material is received. The metal is cut according to the size and type of the required window frame. This is the conception stage of the window, so intricacy is key. There's no room for error. Rivets are added to our already cut material. These rivets will determine how the window will open. Now to the assembly point, where all the cut pieces from stage 1 are joined together to form one window frame. This is done by welding using a Bart welder. All components of the window, such as the doors, mini doors, are then added to the welded frames. It is important that all components are perfectly welded to ensure that they all fit perfectly together, like pieces of a very intricate puzzle. This is not a quick process. The various pieces of the frame are individually put together and welded. The small pane, the bigger pane, and preparation for the window handles. After this stage, the frame goes into the first quality check. This is a very crucial one. This is where we check if the doors work. If they are faulty, they'll be hammered until there is no difficulty to close the window. They have to close seamlessly and effortlessly. The friction when closing them is mainly due to the fact that the conjoined pieces that form the frame may have bumps and dents. By hammering this, the bumps are smoothened out. Let's take a short break. Back to production. If required, burglar bars will be added to the frame. These are added to act as a barrier against intruders. Each point in the burglar bars must be fully welded such that it provides maximum protection. A large amount of patience and deliberation is needed here. The frame then goes through a secondary quality control phase to ensure all has been perfectly put together. The frame is then taken to what is called a grinding machine. This is where all edges are smoothed out with a grinder. The product is then ready for coating. This is the coating section. This is where the radiant color is added. The frame is completely submerged in the coating fluid and left for a few seconds. It is then lifted through a lever and is left to dry for a few minutes. Final accessories are added to complete the frame. All frames are individually inspected and then are ready for dispatch. This is making it in Botswana. Let's head off to Flowtech. As Setswana's saying goes, Musele wa pula wepiwa go sale gale. That means you always have to be ready for anything well on time. Flowtech, being the visionary company that it is, saw it fit to produce storage facilities for water to accommodate the current shortages. That's where we are today on Making It in Botswana.
Flowtech is a manufacturing company based in Botswana. We are based in Lobatse, manufacturing PVC pipes, polyethylene tanks. We manufacture fittings. Flowtech has a factory in Johannesburg where we manufacture polyethylene pipe, and we have a factory in Angola where we do pipes, tanks and various other products. We started in 1998. We are part of Modovac Group. I started with one extruder, which means one line, in 1998, and today we have 10 lines. We are one of the largest manufacturer of PVC pipes in Southern Africa, and our market is also Southern Africa. We supply into South Africa, we supply into Zambia, Zimbabwe, Malawi. We also supply into Mozambique. So entire Southern Africa we are covering as a market, and we have operations in Namibia also, where we have a distribution point. We have sales offices in Port Elizabeth, East London, Nelspruit and Dundee. We are starting one in Northwest, and it is our intention to start one in Cape Town by end of the year. Flowtech in Lobatse, we employ approximately 500 people, and we produce, in terms of tonnage, we produce 1,600, 1,700 tons of pipes every month.
This is Making It in Botswana. The process of water tank manufacturing begins here. This is where the raw material is received. The raw material used is called LLDPE, or linear low density polyethylene. Procured from South Africa, LLDPE is poured into containers. It comes in the form of a white crystal-like substance. It is then mixed with the pigment that gives it that radiant green color. The pigment is weighed and the adequate amount is poured into the container. The product is then transferred to an extruder machine. Let's take a short break. Back to production. In the extruder machine, the mixture of color pigment and the LLDPE are heated. This heating process ends up in these thin green long strands that we see here. These noodles, as they seem, will then be put onto a cooling bath to cool them off. They are then transferred into cutters, where they'll be cut into granules. The granules are then transferred into a polarizer machine. The granules will then be crushed into powder, which will be added to a tank mold. This is a tank mold. This mold is what is used to form the shape of the tanks. The powder is added into the hollow mold. Now we are getting closer to seeing our tank. The weight of the powder put into the mold is dependent on the product's size and weight. The mold is closed and taken into baking for between 15 and 17 minutes. After these 15 to 17 minutes, the process of demolding begins. Now we have an actual water tank. Works like magic. From powder to a water tank. The tank is removed from the mold and left to cool for 15 to 20 minutes. The addition of accessories and branding of the tank takes place next. This is then followed by the final quality check. Then our tanks are ready for dispatch. Something else that is made at Flowtech is pipes. Pipes and more pipes. Pipes made out of PVC are very rigid and can withstand high temperatures of liquids, and they do not promote chemical reactions with other substances. Raw materials are transferred from the storage to the preparation department. Polyvinyl chloride and other additives are added together. The mixture is mixed at a specific temperature at the mixing department. The final mixture is called a composition. Colorants are added here to make the mixture a specific color. The mixture then goes through a silo and then an extruder. In the extruder, the powder slowly heats up to the temperature of plasticization. This is where the pipe is formed. The pipes then go through cooling. Rigorous quality control tests are conducted, such as methylene chloride tests. Fracture toughness tests are also done here. All products go through final individual quality checks before departure to the various stores. In the next episode, we learn the process of battery manufacturing with chloride oxide. We then head off to Tlokweng to learn how tasty madila is made with Sally Dairy. This is Making It in Botswana.